GTA 4 turned 18 years old a few days ago, and it's still getting fixed and improved by the community. A few months ago I covered the latest version of Fusion Fix, an open source mod which adds a huge number of graphical improvements, fixes and quality of life features to GTA 4. Now Fusion Fix 5 has just come out, and GTA 4 just got even better. Let's take a look. First up, Fusion Fix 5 adds Ambient Occlusion to GTA 4, something the game was missing before. Without Ambient Occlusion, look how the corners of the wall here aren't blocking any light, or how underneath these bins, the light level on the ground under them is the same as the light level everywhere else. Ambient Occlusion improves this significantly by simulating light being blocked by objects, giving scenes like this much more depth than before. Probably one of my biggest annoyances with GTA 4 is how long it takes to buy or change clothes. In the vanilla game, when you browse clothes in a shop, there's a fade every time you want to look at each item of clothing. And when you're at a safe house, there's a fade every time you swap between different items of clothes at your wardrobe. Fusion Fix 5 adds a new option to skip this fade, so trying on clothes at shops is instant, and so is swapping clothes at the wardrobes in safe houses, similar to GTA 5. In GTA 4, bikes handle extremely poorly when playing at high frame rates. Fusion Fix had already attempted to fix this issue before, but it wasn't perfect. The latest version does a better job at fixing it, so bike physics are more consistent at all frame rates. Cars have also been looked at with this update. Previously, cars would spin out easier and have less weight to them above 30 frames per second. With the latest version of Fusion Fix, cars should behave correctly at higher frames per second, spinning out less and feeling a bit heavier like Rockstar intended. Helicopter rotors looked broken at higher frame rates, and the green and red flashing lights also sped up as the frame rate increased too. Both of these issues have been fixed with the latest update. There was also some scripted animation issues at higher frame rates that have been fixed. For example, if you execute Playboy, the animation would be completely broken at higher frame rates. This now plays correctly with the newest update. Overall, there's been a lot of script-related issues fixed with the latest Fusion Fix update. For example, if you use the police computer and try to check someone on the most wanted list, if you're too close to the suspect's location, the computer shows file being updated, as you can't start the mission when you're too close. However, on PC, this screen soft locks the game, as the script is broken and you can't exit this screen when playing with mouse and keyboard. You can only exit it with a gamepad. Fusion Fix fixes this, so you can now exit this screen with PC controls. Oh, and the virtual keyboard on the police computer was unusable at higher frame rates, as it jumped keys way too quickly. The latest version of Fusion Fix fixes this too. Several scripted cameras were also broken at higher frame rates. For example, when using the gamepad, first-person cameras in taxis and helicopter tours would speed up at higher frame rates. Rockstar reused the controller calculation code for these cameras on keyboard and mouse, which meant using the mouse to control the camera was extremely clunky, slowing down randomly at times and stuttering as you moved around. Fusion Fix 5 fixes the camera speeding up at higher frame rates, and it also adds new code to calculate mouse input for these cameras instead of reusing the gamepad code. The vibration animation for the phone used to be more intense at higher frame rates too. This has also been fixed. In GTA 4, there's a bug where drivers would swerve on the Algonquin bridge to avoid the train that goes underneath the main road, as they think it's an obstacle in their path. Other mods have fixed this before with workarounds by just straight up disabling the train collision, but Fusion Fix now fixes this issue properly by reducing the distance in height that NPCs will check and react to certain objects. Originally, they checked 8 meters in height for all vehicles. Now they only check 2.5 meters in height, specifically for trains. Now you can actually cross the bridge safely without cars constantly swerving into you. Console Gamma is a Fusion Fix option which restores the gamma curve from the Xbox 360 version of the game. This makes the game look a little bit less washed out and more like it did on console. Previously, this option didn't apply to the user interface, but with Fusion Fix 5, console gamma will apply to the entire UI, including the pause menu and loading screens, giving you that authentic console look you grew up with. On PC, effects like depth of field didn't render correctly behind transparent objects. This wasn't the case on Xbox 360. Fusion Fix 5 fixes this. Previously, when vehicles casted shadows from artificial light sources, they didn't represent any vehicle damage correctly. With this latest update, vehicles now cast accurate shadows from artificial light sources, with their current damage state displaying properly. The latest version of Fusion Fix adds a configuration option which allows you to enable MSAA on all reflections. This makes things like vehicle reflections that little bit sharper. The effect is more pronounced at lower resolutions. In GTA 4, you could increase the game speed during a stunt jump by moving your mouse. This was a pretty weird implementation in the vanilla game. Fusion Fix 5 makes it so you can now control game speed by simply scrolling with the mouse wheel, a much more intuitive choice. Fusion Fix 4 added an option that made Neko use the indicators on vehicles automatically when making turns. Fusion Fix 5 now has a configuration option which gives you manual control over vehicle indicators instead of them being automatic like the previous version. It even has gamepad support. Another new feature is the ability to restore the cut death music to GTA 4. The audio was left in the game, but Rockstar didn't use it. You can activate this option in the mod's config file. This is what it sounds like. Overall, there's been a lot of new improvements to Fusion Fix, and many of these have been made by several contributors, as Fusion Fix is an open source mod which can be maintained and updated by the community basically forever. This is what modding is all about, and this is how it should be done. Fusion Fix and Widescreen Fix, both open source mods, were recently released and updated for several classic Need for Speed games with new features and fixes as well, preserving these games for future generations. If you're interested, check them out. Anyway, the full changelog for this update will be in the release page on GitHub. If you want to see nearly everything that Fusion Fix offers, check out my extra long video on the mod, and if you want to install Fusion Fix, I have a video for that as well. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you later.